I'm Jessica Henry.
And I'm Daniel Hill-Riedel, and we are the founders of Renaissance Creative Arts.
Today I am introducing a short video series here, and we'll be moving through different facial features with some of these short videos here.
So as soon as Jessica is finished with this demo, we're going to give you some very detailed information about our new program that we just launched called Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry. It is a video lesson with a companion workbook, very much like our program from Tuscany to Tipperary that we launched last year. And we're very excited about it, not only because of the value and of that program itself and the response we're getting, but when you sign up for that program, you also get 2 free bonus gifts, bonus lessons. So we want you to know all the detail on that, and we'll give that to you as soon as she's finished with the demo.
All right, sounds good. Just take those. I'm gonna get some alizarin crimson, a little bit of ultramarine blue. I just want a darker tone right now, just to sort of give ourselves a ballpark idea of where we're gonna go. Yeah, just that's fine, just like that. See, in the portrait video, I talk about lining up and using vertical marks to measure to get that right, because even if the head turns a little bit, you know, it all changes. So I'm gonna start with the corner of her mouth. A little bit more alizarin. Let's get some, since I'm drawing again, I'm using a little bit of Gamsol. So the top lip, what I want to do is just get the split line right here. Okay, right inside. I'm not gonna draw so much the top line or the bottom line as I am gonna sculpt them out of the surface that is the canvas. So her mouth has a tight little, like where the skin tucks in right there, and then also on the other side, and then the lower lip creates a shadow. So let's get the angle of the mouth in first. And she's slightly 3/4. Yep, okay. So she's slightly 3/4, and there we go with that. All right, now taking some alizarin crimson and some yellow ochre. And oh, I wanted to mention, this is basically my plein air palette. I took phthalo green off, and sometimes I use the cadmium red, but that's the only change. So I'm taking this alizarin crimson, and I'm kind of just putting it right into my skin mixture here. A little bit of yellow ochre into that, and that's gonna be my darker value for the mouth. And so the light is coming from this side, and it's creating a shadow over here. So I'm going to sort of sculpt out the shadowed side of the mouth. Now, assuming I had the rest of her face on here, when I work on a face, I start with the eyes, then the nose, then the mouth. So I start with an area that I call truth. I get this inaccurate, and then I measure down from there, and then I measure down, and so forth. If you get our portrait video, I talk about all the different steps, what to measure first, second, third, and so forth. All right, so the shadow comes up, and just this side of the mouth is in shadow. So I'm just gonna create one solid plane of shadow, and then I will into that add a few highlights. So this top lip tucks over the bottom lip, okay? So that tucks in, and then the lower lip, I'm gonna make a little bit darker with a little bit more ultramarine blue, and I'm gonna, so that is right there as it comes down. But now this part is getting more light than this. The upper lip is on an entirely different plane. Than this one. So this is gonna be more shadowed, and this one's gonna be, as I throw my brush around, I caught it. This will be more shadowed, and this will pick up more light. While I have this darker tone on here, I'm gonna just create a little bit better of a shadow under the lip, and then over on the lit side of her face, that far away top lip is creating a little bit of a shadow too. So I'm gonna put that in But I'm not going to paint the other side of that M yet because I want to mix up a different color for that. Just a little bit more yellow ochre, grabbing a little bit of white and the alizarin crimson. I just want it to be a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna just bring that right down, soften the edge, right down into the bottom lip. Just a little bit. I don't wanna lose the whole little pouty line. I don't wanna lose that. So just creating sort of a soft, it's like applying a thin layer of lipstick or whatever. So I'm gonna put the lighter lip color on now, taking a little bit of yellow ochre and titanium white and just a little bit of the alizarin. I'm gonna grab some of this cadmium red because lips have a lot of blood in them, and I do want some of that cadmium red color in there. So let's get a nice solid color for that lip right in here. Alright, so like this. And then this comes around. Let's grab some more alizarin in here. See how you can keep the passage that you're working on in your palette in clean, orderly little piles. This is my tone that's a redder tone. This is my little more yellow ochre. This is a little bit darker value for the top lip. And I'm just sculpting out a little bit more, using my brush strokes to show the form around the mouth here. And then a little bit of that up in here, and like that. Now I'm gonna grab some cad yellow, or I'm sorry, that's cad red, and some white. If you can kind of see what I'm doing there. Cleaning up a little bit of this appearance here, and then the light comes this way. Now I'm gonna soften some of the edges of the mouth here because there are passages around the lips that are softer and some that are sharper edges. So taking again my size 4 flat, going in to paint some of this outside skin. It's really hard to paint a mouth without that background skin color. So throwing some in. Just to give us somewhere to paint color into. That's all I want to do here with this skin around the muzzle. This is getting shadow over here, so I'm just taking some of that more violet tone. This is oil paints. A little bit of that up here, and then that comes down. All right. So I've just established a few shadow places, and then I'm going to go back through and put in some highlights of skin around the mouth just to help us a little bit. Hard to see. And then into this, it'll be easier for me to be able to show you the finishing up stages of the mouth. This cheek over here is getting just a little bit of highlight where the mouth is tucked into that side of the face. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to just take this brush, I wiped it off, and I'm going to take where her outside lip over here is meeting with the skin. I really want that to soften and lose itself into the skin. It is an area where we do not need a strong boundary. Same with on this side. Just lose that. And right there. I want to make this, the Cupid's bow, really sharp. Only because it is that way on her. And I'm going to take my brush and just draw a short little zip straight down into the middle, like that. Okay. Now I'm going to go through and pull in some highlights. So I'm just taking a little bit of yellow ochre, or excuse me, what is that? White, titanium white. And popping in a little bit right there. It's too bright. And a little bit on this side. Lips are made up of 4 parts, so yeah, let me just finish this up and soften these edges. Just taking the little tiny corner of this and going into create some of those illusions of lip texture. And the little Cupid's bow thing right up here. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on painting the facial features. Had a lot of fun doing this, and you know, I get a lot of requests from people about painting portraits, different aspects of painting, and so it's been really enjoyable putting together these different videos on painting different facial features. And we just launched our Painting the Portrait video with the workbook and getting really good response on it.
Yeah, so this is our new program. It is a one video lesson and a companion workbook. So it's, as she said, it's Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry. This is the first of what will be a series of these portrait lessons. So as Jessica was just noting, a lot of people who've been following her and following what we're doing with Renaissance Creative Arts are not only interested in plein air painting or you know, landscaping or studio work, but also, you know, portraiture.
All aspects of painting.
Right. So this is a very valuable program in terms of the content, not only the video, but also the workbook go through all kinds of step-by-step techniques. It's really to help you to be able to discover how to capture the likeness of your model, as well as the personality of the individual who's modeling for you.
I go into measuring and breaking down the steps into really simplistic approaches to portrait painting. And I take a lot of the complexity out of it, and just, I think a lot of people feel really intimidated when they approach portraiture. And this is lesson 1, and so I'm breaking it down to very simple foundational steps. As we move through the different video series that we're planning, I'm going to be doing more painting from life and plaster casts and all kinds of different challenges that we face with portrait painting.
Different media being used.
Yeah,
so it's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What's also really exciting about this for us, having founded Renaissance Creative Arts, our goal is really to create what we're calling our Renaissance community of artists. And we want to give value in everything that we're doing. And so when you buy the program, as we said, it's only $127, but that's not all you'll get. We're also going to give you 2 free bonus gifts. So if you go down below here, there's going to be some information and a link to our site as to where you can go and buy the program. We're selling it for $127 for the video lesson and the workbook. It's actually valued at $197, but in addition to that, you're going to get 2 free bonus gifts worth $144. So the first free bonus gift that you'll get is one of the lessons from our program that we launched last year, from Tuscany to Tipperary. So we're really excited about this because a lot of you who will buy the portrait painting are also interested in other studio types of approaches to art and practices. And this one is called Painting a Tuscan Still Life. So we thought this would be a very valuable thing for you to have.
A lot of comparable information in there. It's really good stuff.
So this is a video lesson of over 26 minutes and the companion workbook of 46 pages. So we're selling this separately for $97 on our site. And the second free bonus you're going to get with the program is called Oil Painting Materials with Jessica Henry. This is a 30-minute video lesson, and it's sold separately for $47. So for $127, you're getting a program that's valued at $197 with the painting of the portrait lesson and workbook. You're getting 2 free bonus gifts worth $144. So when you add all of that up, that comes to $341 of valuable art instruction that you're getting for only $127. So your total savings is around $244. So we want to encourage you to take a look below here. There's information that we've posted on the program. There's a link to our site. You can get all of the information there on the site, and you can see how to order that to be able to get your program, Painting the Portrait with Jessica Henry, and your 2 free bonus gifts. So we look forward to you joining the Renaissance community and learning from the instructional programs that we're doing, and we're just really glad you joined us today as well.
Thanks so much, guys. Hi everyone, Jessica Henry here. Today I am sharing with you just a very brief 1.5 minute video on what this portrait video is all about. I will be covering all these different topics, from laying the foundation to measuring to working from photos, capturing a likeness, and discussing values, all these other areas pertaining to portraiture. And so just wanting to give you a heads up that your time is running out to get the reduced price. I think that you will find that not only are these lessons excellent for portraits, but you can take these concepts to any other discipline. As is the tradition with Renaissance Creative Arts, we will be offering a workbook to go with the video, and the workbook will contain all of these topics as well as in-depth look into each concept. And so it's an excellent deal because it's not just the 1.5 hour long video, but it's also a full workbook taking you along on this whole journey of portrait painting and explaining everything in thorough detail. The release date for this video is January 19th. You have until midnight on January 19th to get the $97 price. For the video and workbook after that, for both, it goes up to $127. RenaissanceCreativeArts.com. Thanks so much. Happy painting.